Good evening, everybody. I would like to thank each and every one of you all for coming here tonight to be a part of our very first evening of networking. And this was the idea that I created because I'm new to business, not new to the role that I perform in my business, but I am new to owning my own business. My business is TAPSE LLC, and we believe in tapping into the potential of people through strategic engagement. I work as an engagement specialist and a speaker and a leadership development expert. And when I first started my business in November of last year, I was looking for organizations to join to network because I'm not a native of the local area, and so I found it kind of hard to kind of really try to find work or find opportunities for which my services are needed. And there are some organizations that are here, some very good local organizations. But what I found was that those organizations, you do pay a fee. And so for people, what I know of people that are starting out in business, finances are very tight as a new business person. And so you don't have a lot of room for advertising, trying to advertise your business. And one great way that I figured out to advertise is free networking. And so came together and partnered with some other individuals, CCM Marketing, Charles and Cynthia McNeil, and we came together and we decided, hey, let's create an event where people could come in and share their skills and share their expertise and just, really meet each other. So I would love to thank you all for coming out here tonight, and with this event, we're going to have some free information. And so the free information is being provided by me, my business, TAPSE LLC, and I have 17 years in the industry of leadership. And so what we're going to share tonight are some engagement piece or strategies that will help you in your businesses as your businesses grow, as you employ more team members, employees. These are some key skills or key information that you could use to help your business grow. And I'll share as we go through the presentation, I'll share with you a little bit about my own experiences, my own history, the don't do's, the mistakes that I made, and some things that I could have done better. And if I would have known as much as I've known now, I'm sure my transition into leadership would have been better, or I would have arrived at a quicker rate. But all of the same, I'm thankful for what I've learned along the way. And the purpose of my business too is my passion. People are my passion. Leadership is a passion of mine too, because I understand if you have bad leadership or if you have good leadership, what the desired outcomes can be for your company. It makes a difference. It can be the difference between you meeting company goals or not meeting company goals, being successful or unsuccessful. So it's a passion for me. And so tonight I'm just going to share some information with you all that's going to help you be more successful in your business. When I started researching and saw the statistics of how many people are not engaged in their work and how this really affects our U.S. economy, I felt like this was something that really needs to be talked about. It really needs to be shared among organizations so that you can really help your employees become more engaged in the workforce. So tonight we're going to talk about engagement. So how can leadership engage employees? So if you see employee engagement plus leadership equals increased business results. And this is something that I learned, but communication, talking to your team about what's happening in the business, about the work, about working the team, and importantly about them as individuals. Get to know your team members and what's important to them. Just don't play lip service. They will know if you're faking it instead. So make sure that each individual in your team understands and appreciates the connection between their role and the organizational strategy. And that goes right back to what I was saying when people feel like they're just a number, because speaking for people that are I was in the medical field, in production industry, you realize that you have to move a box from here to there, or you have to move a patient from the front waiting room to a back room waiting to see a doctor. But do you let them know that there is a reason, that there's a role that they play and what that role is and why it's important to the organization, how it plays is a part of the whole organization or the office being successful? And a lot of times employees, they do not know how important their role is. coming from a job where customer service was our focus, if we are late on providing a service to someone, it affects, especially in a retail environment, it affects the customer on the that's coming to our stores or coming to the stores. And when a customer goes, an example, when a customer goes to a store and they find a product that is not on the shelf, what is that customer going to do? Are they going to wait and go and talk to store management and say, "Oh, you're out of this particular product. I'm going to wait till you get your next shipment in"? Mm-hmm. Where are you going to go? To another store. You're going to another store. You're going to a competitor. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's why it's so important to let them know that what you do is very important, and it has to have, and that way they'll see that whatever they do, there has to be a sense of urgency there to do it. I love this quote right here. The function of leadership is to promote more leaders, not more followers. So that means that we have to allow room for growth. And I think I heard someone talk earlier about being cross-trained. People should be cross-trained for positions. And some people, like yourself in your last job, you were cross-trained in many different areas, and you were able to do a lot of other job functions that other people couldn't do, which really made the job for whoever was supposed to be doing that, or if you were slack, didn't have those employees, the gap, or your supervisor, made the job more easier for the next person or for the supervisor. They didn't have to rely on that. But that actually showed that someone trained you to help them with activities or help them with the job task. And so that's what it's about, you know. And I think I heard someone say that maybe it was like being crabs in a barrel. And some people, when you're in leadership or when you're in a workplace, some people feel like if you get promoted, that's going to take something away from me. But it actually doesn't. A good leader, that's what you want. You want somebody that's going to be able to come in and help share the load so that you don't have to do it all. So allow that room for growth. Here are some of the ways that you can engage your employees at work. And that's the development piece that we were talking about. And once again, a part of your responsibility, I think we've kind of talked about it and hit on it for a little bit, but is to take an interest in developing the individuals in your team, making sure they feel valued. We've talked about the value piece. Making sure they feel valued and that they have the opportunity to improve their existing skills, acquire new ones, cross-train in different areas, and feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Actively support them in their development, seek opportunities and ways to help them grow and reach their goals. If you don't know what the goals are, find out. And that's a perfect opportunity where you can sit down one-on-one with your employees and you can have a strategy session or you can have a development session, and you can kind of figure out what are their goals within the organization. You know, what do they aspire to be? And then once you figure out where they want to end up at, how can you help them? Can you offer, or is there training that the organizations that you go to do, they provide training for you? Or they may have to receive training outside of the organization, you know, go back to school, get another specialized degree or something like that. But we have to figure it out and help them figure it out. What are their goals and what are we going to do to help them reach that level of success that where they want to be at? Empower them to make decisions and take ownership of projects. I've learned to do that because an empowered workforce really is what you really want. Because if you're a leader, if you are a manager and you're having to make every decision, daily decision, I mean, first of all, you're not empowering your people, so they don't feel like you have the confidence in them to do a job. And also at the end of the day, we say we can multitask, but at the end of the day, your plate is going to be too full. And you're not going to be able to get something done. Or if you get it done, because I've heard the saying, and I know a lot of us have heard we're a jack of all trades, but if you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of none, and you're not going to be effective in some area because you're not going to be an expert in everything. Trust them to do the job and come to you if they need to. And I really had to work on that one. I really had to work on that because I was a micromanager. I was a micromanager in my job for, I'm ashamed to say, for a long time. And I thought that was a good thing to do or a good way to be. You know, I'm just checking up on you, see if you need anything. No, I was really telling you how to do your job. And what that said to them was, I didn't trust you. I didn't have the confidence in you to do your job. And so a good leader or an effective leader, that's what you're going to do. You're going to trust them. If they make a mistake, guess what? It's okay. It's a mistake. Anybody that has never made a mistake has never tried to do anything. So we do understand that mistakes are going to happen because even we're leaders, but we make mistakes as well. Ensure they have everything they need to do their job and to do it to the best of their ability. Once again, as a leader, your job is not to do their job, but your job is to make, I look at it as servant leadership. Your job is to make sure they have everything that they need to perform the job to the best of their ability, to give out quality work. So you need to make sure they have the necessary tools available to them to be successful. I love that video. I love that. Yeah, I love that video. Like, we're not human resources, we're human beings, and we want to feel valued. Yeah. And I know a lot of companies say, well, that's not my company that they're talking about. That's not us. But that's everybody. If you would really take the time to really poll your employees and talk to your employees individually, you will really find out that they're so true. 1 in 3 people are disengaged from their jobs. And that costs us $370 billion a year in our own company, our own economy of productivity, lost time from work, sales, you know, $370 billion. Talk about a deficit. So, but my name, for those that don't know me, I'm Sabrina Edwards, and I am an engagement strategist, speaker, leadership expert. I have 17 years of industry experience in leadership, and I would love to come and work for your organization. And here are some of the packages that are available right now. We can come in, TAPSE LLC can come into your organization, and we can give you a 90-minute workshop with 3 learning outcomes that will increase your team communication, establish effective leadership goals that will produce desired results for the organization, and create strategies to build team cohesiveness. And that package price is $2,500. Second package is or a 90-minute workshop with moderated discussions 30 to 45 days out after the 90-minute workshop for a package price of $4,000. Or you can get a combination of both of the packages plus a 15-minute coaching session with each team member with the package for a package price of $5,000. Here's some contact information. I do have some business cards to give out for TAPSE LLC. There's my email address, and there's our company website, and on Twitter as well, and phone number. Anybody have any questions, comments? Well, I would like to thank Direct Solutions for coming out and helping with the presentation tonight. And I would like to thank TJ, Timothy Miller Jr. for the presentation. I really appreciate everyone. I'd like to thank my assistant, Kimberly Williams, in the back for coming out and assisting me as well tonight. And I would love to thank each and every one of you all for coming out in the meet and greet and getting the free information that was offered to you. And I hope that you can take this information back to your companies, to your organizations, to your businesses, and get your team members engaged, and so that you can breed better leaders of tomorrow. You can have improved productivity, improved sales, whatever the outcomes or the results or whatever the goals are for your companies or organizations. Once we get team members and we get people back engaged into the workforce, I just say the sky's the limit. But once again, I would love to thank everyone. I thank you once again for coming out this evening, and we still have a few more minutes. We can just talk to each other. And like I said, the purpose of this event, share information, free information, but also it's a free event where you all can, everybody in the room can network with someone else in the room. And we're all small business owners or leaders in the room, and we can really help each other with our goods and our services by connecting each other to somebody else, or we can use your service in the room. So take this time and this opportunity to really just walk the room once again, meet and greet with people, share your business cards.
And for anyone that didn't sign in, entering, can you please sign?
Okay, yes, I would like for everybody to sign in the back because we have a free giveaway.